you will need 1 knitting needle, wool. This method of casting on is one of the most common as it gives a neat edge and is nice and stretchy and stable, making it great for almost any project. It's the one my mum taught me, so it's my go-to cast on method. The main drawback is that you need to estimate how long to actually leave the tail, which you'll need to cast on with. And it's really frustrating if you need to cast on 50 stitches, but by the time you've done 45, you realise you've run out of tail. So, to estimate the length of tail you need, wrap your wool around your knitting needle the right number of times. So I'm casting on 12 stitches, so I'll wrap the wool around 12 times. Oop, too short. And then add on a couple more inches. So you now know where to start your work. Then make a slip knot at your measured place in the wool. So make a loop and pull the back strand of wool through until the loop's tight. Place that loop onto your knitting needle and pull it snug. Place your knitting needle in your right hand and point it forward. Then do a thumbs down with your left hand under the long tail and clasp the tail with your left hand. Now turn your hand so that you're giving a thumbs up while still clasping the wool with your left hand. So both your thumb and the needle are pointy end up. Slide your thumb down so the loop of wool is now also on your knitting needle. And with your right hand, loop the other strand of wool under the needle and over the top. Hold onto it with your right hand, then lift your thumb over the loop with the wool on it and over the top of the needle and release it. That's the first stitch cast on, so pull it snug. Here it is again. Grab the yarn tail with your left hand and with your thumb down under the strand of wool. Then flip your thumb up, still holding onto the tail of wool, loop it down onto your knitting needle. Using your right hand, take the other strand of wool, wrap it from underneath over the top of your needle, then hook that loop over the top and off your needle and pull the stitch snug. So, thumb down under the tail, flip your thumb up, loop it over and onto the knitting needle, wrap the wool in your right hand under and around the needle, hook it over the top and pull snug. This method gets really easy with practice. The one thing to bear in mind is that you've already effectively knitted a row, so when knitting stocking stitch, I often purl the next row so that I'm alternating between knit and purl rows.